Alright, we're rebooting some CV axles here. This one's got a crack in the inboard boot, so I'm going to be replacing that one today. The outboard boot, which is the other side, is a lot more difficult to replace. It is possible, but you have to replace both boots in order to get to that one. So just an FYI there for you. But if you have the kit, there's a CV reboot kit. It's just a rebuild kit. There are two boots that come with it. One of them is sort of shiny, and it's got a little yellow dash there on it. That's the outboard boot. Today I'm working with the inboard, which is, it feels a little bit more rubberized. The other one feels a little bit more plasticky. The kit comes with these constant tension rings. You can use these, or you can use some worm clamps from McMaster Car. I know Cruiser Garage sells a kit. People have varying opinions about the effectiveness of those. So for today, I'm just going to be using these constant tension clamps because that's what I have, and they work pretty well. This is one of the messiest jobs that you can get into on the 100 series. So I'm wearing gloves, lost a finger, but whatever. The first thing that you want to do is just pop these clamps loose, just like that. And once the clamp is loose, you can kind of wiggle it free a little bit and pull it off of the axle. At that point, you can slide the boot backward, and the outboard shaft, this section here, you can pull that out. Now this is where it gets pretty messy. I'll go ahead and remove the other side of the boot. This one works the same way, just like that. Bingo. And also just gonna clean up the surface of the shaft here, get all that road grime off. Alright, this is pretty difficult to see even with your eyes, let alone a camera, but right here, let's see, right there, that's the snap ring. So you want to just kind of pry it out gently. You can reuse it. I think the kit comes with a new one. Yeah, right there. So you can use the new one if you've got the kit. There we go. Just like that, it came out. So, trying to keep everything somewhat clean. There's your snap ring. And now this part you want to be careful, because all the tulip joint and everything is gonna fall apart now that there's nothing keeping this inboard shaft together. So I'm just pulling that out. The ball bearings will come out. You see there's a lot of good grease in there still, so set that to the side. Alright, right in here is the second snap ring. Well, there it goes. There it is. Setting that to the side. Now, if you get really lucky, that thing will just kind of slide off. But I've never gotten that lucky. So 3-jaw puller it is. The one time I filmed this, it's just sliding right off. So that's pretty cool. Just like that. And of course, be careful with these. That part has to go back on. So now you can actually take the tulip joint off, or the ball cage, some people call it. Set it to the side, and you can slip the old boot off, or you can just cut it off. I like to just cut it off so that all that gunk stays over there and you don't, get all this muddy and covered in grime. Just want to make sure it's super clean. There's a yellow and a silver ring. The silver ring goes on the inboard section, and the yellow ring fits on the outboard boot. Here it goes, and there it is. Now, this clamp is designed so that when you pull it over like that, it clamps down on the boot. And then all you have to do is hammer these little guys over. Again, no special service tools here. These are just basic tools. For that section, you would need a special clamp, boot clamp tool. First, it's the tulip, or the ball cage. You want to make sure it's nice and clean, and we'll be lubricating everything once it's assembled. So don't worry about cleaning all the grease off of it. Now there we go. Man, that's so much easier when it just slides on. It's pretty nice. There it is. More play in that than I like. I don't remember, honestly, if these have different sizes. It looks like no is the answer to that question. The kit comes with 2 tubs of grease, or 2 tubes, I suppose. One is larger than the other, and to be honest, I can't tell you which one goes to which side, but I'm going to guess that the larger tube goes to the inboard, since it's a much larger surface area inside the actual joint. There we go. Now, find where all that aligns and slide it on. Awesome. Test to make sure that the snap ring sat in place in the right position by pulling the joint all the way out. Feels good. Little seal on the top there. There you go. Last thing I forgot to mention is that this part here, the snap ring for the inboard shaft, is not replaceable, or it's a non-reusable part, I mean. So you're supposed to replace it every time you take the axle out of the diff. I've never had one break on me, but that's the risk, and the idea there is that you don't want it to break off inside of the diff. But when you replace it, this is how you go about it. I'm using an old one to knock the old one off. You can also just hammer the new one on and it kind of pushes the old one out. Bingo. That's how it's done.